It is so often that I see nursing students take the NCLEX and go, what even was that? That was the most vague exam I've ever taken in my whole life. I feel like I failed. What was that? And the reason they feel that way is because the NCLEX is entirely different than nursing school. Nursing school tests over content. The NCLEX is more about application and technique, and they're going to give you a lot more vague questions. They're not testing you over specific diseases, over specific drugs. It's what are you going to do with this basic foundational information, and how are you going to apply it into this situation so that the patient is safe? So the questions are vague. They're incredibly vague. They're not going to be straightforward and direct. You're going to have to pick up on little clues in the question, put them all together, and figure out what the safest thing to do is. So that's why when you're studying, Q banks are so important. That's why you need to have a Q bank, because that is going to teach you how to answer these NCLEX style questions. I personally do not believe that just your nursing school exams properly prepares you for the NCLEX most of the time. Some schools have really great NCLEX prep, and I love that, but a lot of schools do not. So I always highly recommend you need to refresh your content when you're studying for the NCLEX. There's 2 years worth of information that you need to know for the NCLEX, and a lot of people have a hard time remembering that. Obviously, I did. That's why I have a study guide that I give to my nursing students, and I say, here's the content. Know this, here's the content, you're good. Then Q bank. We're going to be doing so much of the Q bank because you have to learn how to answer NCLEX style questions. You have to get used to these vague, weird case studies, because that's how you're going to pass. That's what you need to know. You need to know your foundational information, your content, and a Q bank, and that's it.